Okay. Many of y'all know what time it is when you see this red thumbnail. It's time for an FAFO story time, another Uno reverse story time. 2023 started out with a lot of Uno reverse stories, and we're continuing it into 2024. So this woman says, after we opened up our relationship, younger men have been throwing themselves at me. Husband is displeased. She says, I'm 35, husband is 40. We agreed to open up our marriage. I am LL. LL is low libido. HL is high libido, just so you know what some of these letters stand for. Okay, we agreed to open up our marriage. I'm low libido and wasn't very interested in hunching, and he is high libido. Since we opened up our marriage, mostly younger men have been throwing themselves at me. I have been very picky, but there are a lot of them. My partner is a younger man who's unexpectedly attractive to me. He's the physical opposite of my husband. My husband is very displeased. He feels emasculated. I don't want to close my side of the relationship, but I don't want him hounding me for hunching. Is there a compromise we can reach? Why does he feel this way when it was his idea and he's also getting action? Every time. Every time. These men really always underestimate what their wives can pull. They really do underestimate. Just because you are taking your wife for granted doesn't mean that other people will take your wife for granted. And like literally, she says he's out here getting him some extra. Why is he even tripping? They don't want to think about their wives doing anything yet. They take their wife for granted, and it's a conundrum, in a riddle, in an enigma, in a yeah, a question. I forgot to add question. That's why they're like that. And these most logical leaders can't figure out how to get this, how to make this work, how to answer this question. All right, let's look at some of these comments. They're all pretty much laughing and they're all pretty much saying, duh, this always happens. The very first comment, this is literally always what happens. Absolutely. Okay, thanks. And then the next person says, thanks for saying this. If he had done any research, he knows this is exactly what happens. Finding a man that wants casual sex is like shooting a fish in a barrel. Women who want it can have their pick, and most of them don't need to bother with the constraints and the headaches of a married guy. The next person says, to be fair, there are lots of really dates out there for women, but a lot fewer for men. I have been in a great relationship for 30 years. Before that, every woman I dated had great qualities that exceeded mine by miles. I have always dated people that are friends first and asexual partners second. Sometimes not even that. Okay, so someone says that there's a whole sub for the open marriage regret. You can look it up if you're looking for some chuckles. Open marriage regret on Reddit if you want to laugh at these people getting what they asked for. Somebody says, thank you. I always laugh at them because they are always the same. The woman has no issue finding partners, and the male is always like, we need to close the relationship. 9 out of 10 of them just divorce. The ones that throw me off are the gay couples. They always seem to have plot twists. This next person says, I was with you to that last sentence. That sounds hilarious. Thanks for the new sub. Okay, so just a reminder, LL and HL, what they mean, low libido and high libido, this just comes into play because they use these letters consistently in this sub, the dead bedroom sub, and the regretful opening up the marriage sub. Okay, so now this man at the bottom, he says he has his own regret story. He says, when my ex-wife and I tried it, I started seeing someone well out of my league, and it sent her into a terrible spiral that led to our divorce. So even when the guy isn't all upset, it still blows up. What really upset her was my happiness, I think. I was so happy that I was doing housework consistently and doing all the things that she had been wanting me to take care of, but my depression was impeding me from doing those things. She packed all her stuff while I was at work in the night and moved out. So I came home to a half empty house and heartbreak, and my sink has been full since. So his wife spiraled because he was happy. He was doing the dishes. He was happily doing the dishes like, la, 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 I'm a vacuum. and she couldn't handle it. So maybe she was like, you know what? That's all he needed. And she left. Okay, so this will be the last screenshot. This person says, I don't think it's quite Beauty and the Beast in this case. And they're talking about the OP, not the story that I just did. And then he says, edit. Thinking about it, maybe it is. Her husband sounds as though he wasn't expecting his wife to go out there because of her low libido. So, in fact, he is getting kind of what he deserves. In relationships, not everything goes your way, so you work at it. He's come to the conclusion that to get his end away, he opens marriage up but hates that she's doing it. Or, having said that, is he frustrated because she wasn't doing it with him but is now out there banging everyone but him? And then he says, I think they need to sit down and talk about it thoroughly. Beauty and the Beast, but who is who here? And then the last comment here says, it's almost comforting how predictable these things are. I love it. Oh, we did this thing that has a predictable outcome because we are cocky and we believe that we are better than those that came before us. And now this predictable outcome has come to pass. Exactly. Why do they keep doing this? I do not know. Maybe somebody else will know, but we haven't figured that out yet because we're not that smart. But what I do know is that when I do come across another one of these Uno reverse, I will bring it to y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.